From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast on the Penalty Box Radio Network.
Welcome into the most ridiculous podcast of sports and pop culture. I'm Bobby. He's Brandon.
Heyo.
You can find us on the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's crack open this cold Mayday beer and let's get after it. As always, even for these short special episodes, Pucks Out is powered by Mayday Brewery, the official beer of Pucks Out Podcast. Catch them every Tuesday for Singo and Thursday for Bingos. Guys, today we are doing our preseason predictions. But don't forget to check us out on Patreon, Twitch to support the show. How are you this week, bud? I know we just spoke like yesterday.
How are you? How am I doing today? I'm doing well. I did want to say, I mean, you said we're even on the short episodes, we're still powered by Mayday. I would argue that we're more powered by Mayday because we're pounding this Mayday into a shorter time frame, right? So you could argue that the shorter episodes, Mayday gets more bang for its buck. That's all I'm saying.
Shorter episodes, same amount of beer.
Same amount, right? Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm not just going to not drink the rest of, this beer, crush this beer, we got to close this up, Bob. I don't want you to see all my research, man. I mean, even though I'm typing it on the dock in front of you, I'm assuming no screen peeking, right? No screen peeking.
You've had hardcore porn just playing in the background.
Just like, that wouldn't be embarrassing at all. What would be embarrassing is if you took what I was researching and then you went and researched it and did better with it. That would be embarrassing as hell, Bobby. Hardcore porn thing would be like a bonus. Like I would level up probably.
But all right, let's get a quick fit check. I'm rocking my Washington Commanders hat because they are playing the Bears right now. So I'm keeping up with that on the other screen.
Nice. About to pop it on myself.
What about you, dude?
Oh, I am. Just rocking the. I don't have a dog in this fight, but you gotta go football. So I got my Old Chicago. This is an award. You know this, Bob. I got this award, Old Chicago hoodie, and then I have my my Predators American flag hat on here, bro. So I'm ready. I'm ready for hockey season, the draft season. We always say we're gonna be prepared, and it flies up on us like a hawk, and it's there, and we gotta get all the drafts configured. And then right after that, I got to deal with basketball, which reminds me, I know that this is not the time. Make sure you go accept your basketball invite. Unless you're having problems with it, then let me know because I've experienced some issues with other owners. If you're listening, I'm aware of your issues, and I'm working. We're doing our best to get your issues handled in a correct fashion.
Yeah, he's having IT take care of it as we.
This is having a guy. Have you tried? They asked me, have I tried turning it off and turning it back on again? And I said, yeah, I did try to turn off fantasy and turn on fantasy again. It did not work. We need more. I'm gonna need a solution number 2.
Yeah, but I'm also rocking I got my Laverne football, so just because I came straight from practice, so. We're both rocking the football shirts.
Yeah, but I'm just kicking it. It's a day where we're not ready to record. It's not our normal day. This is a special episode. It's casual day at the recording office.
Hell yeah. But all right. Our preseason award predictions. So we've got the Stanley Cup, President's Cup, the Hart, the Calder, the Vezina, the Norris, the Art Ross, the Selke, the Jack Adams, the Rocket Richard, and GM of the Year, and maybe we should be calling the Selke the Bergie now.
The Bergie.
But we'll see what happens. But last season, I came out victorious but I just squeezed out that win in last season's preseason prediction. So hopefully I can bring that momentum into this season and we'll see what happens. But hey, may the better man win. So let's go out. Let's come in swinging with the Stanley Cup predictions. Mine has not changed from last season. I don't want to get in my own head and start changing it up. I think that this is a team still within their window.
Sure.
I think that they are one of the best teams in the league right now, and that is the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, I love the pick. Sorry, I was watching Justin Fields look like a competent passer for
DJ
a
Moore
second.
just got a touchdown.
I was very interested, which is not good for me. I mean, that's we're really one of the only guys you got going against me this week in Dynasty. So,
well, it's also not good for me because I want Washington to win. So,
well, yeah, but I mean, if, Washington's gonna let you down, but fantasy is forever, Bobby. So, Washington's gonna find a way to lose anyway, despite doing very well and Justin Fields playing poorly. So, no, they've been playing well this year. So, I expect them to go out and handle the business tonight for sure. For the cup for me, I am drifting, but at least I'm drifting in the right direction. I feel like that Vegas kind of found it last year. So I think I'm gonna stick with the hot hand. I think that that was kind of the thing that they were missing. They had a bunch of the same guys over and over again. Nothing flashy, nothing, super over the top. But guys that now know how to go out there and win. They were a super physical hockey team built for the playoffs. I like them to repeat. I think that we've seen a couple teams go in and win and then repeat again. So I'm going to go with Vegas there.
All right. The President's Cup, and we actually have matching teams.
Wow,
I actually
did not see.
in this.
I promise. Okay,
yeah, I didn't see that till right now.
You switched on me, not the other.
Well, no. Well, I switched before because I looked down to see, not to see, like, I wanted to see if we were going to match up, and then, but originally I had the Bruins, and then before you put Oilers, I was like, ooh, you know what? I'm thinking the Oilers. This is their year because I think the Bruins win their division. I don't think they win the President's Cup, which means because in my head I was like, oh, maybe the Leafs. I was like, well, no, because I have Bruins winning the division. But I think the Oilers.
I did switch the Oilers and Vegas, I think in yours accidentally, and instead of mine. So, I mean, it works out. They have to win their division to win the President's Cup for you, Bob. So I just did a little housekeeping for you. There. So sorry about that, but I guess, hey, you're welcome. I just, saved you a little typing. No, I love the pick. Feel like they're gonna figure it out this year. Some of their regular season woes. Another year older. I mean, the old man that Connor McDavid is. I mean, he's 26, Bob. When is he done? I mean, what? I mean, he's coming up on the peak of his career here. At an old 26 years old. So this could be his last shot to make a real cup run. But no, I like the Oilers for the President's Cup as well. Obviously, as you said, we have the same thing. So I'll move us into the next one. Weirdly enough, Bobby, same one for this one as well. I think that this one is
not surprising though.
This one not surprising. This one is as locked up as you can get. But without an injury. So, I mean, injury, no injury, we're in the same boat at least. So, McDavid for the Hart, obviously easy money.
Yeah, I think, like you said, easy money. We don't even have to stay on this one that long. I think everyone agrees.
Nope.
The Calder, we have different bits. I'm taking the, the most likely one.
Yep.
Trying to just play smart money here. Connor Bedard, I think, is going to just clean up. I mean, again, we've been wrong in the past when it comes to, guys' potential,
Easy.
But it's just
this is always the hardest one. The one that we absolutely have a complete different list of guys middle of the season, or we don't. Like that's pretty much all we can hope for. That's why I did go a little off book.
Yeah.
You got the money shot, I mean, I don't want to say money shot, but you got the good pick there. You got the money shot there, Bob. I went with Devon Levi. He is a goalie for the Buffalo Sabres. He's been kind of showing up. There's lots of articles out about him being the truth and being the answer. I don't know what Allen Iverson has to do with it, but and I set myself up there. I couldn't even help it. No, I'm going to go a little outside the box. We ended last year with a lot of the same folks. We kind of mid-season picked a little later than we normally do. I wanted to kind of, I'm going for broke here. So I'm going Devon Levi for the Calder.
Nice. Okay. All right. So that takes us into our Vezina. This is probably a guy I've probably picked 3 years in a row now. I
always pick him.
I think this is the last year I'll be picking him because not because it's like, oh, if he fails me now, I think this is his last year of being a top 3 goalie in the league. His age is going to catch up to him, I think. And but I still think Vasilevsky has one more in him. And I think this is the year.
Yeah. Love the pick. You did the shift. I always pick Vasi as well. I'm going Shesterkin. I'm gonna switch mine up, Shesterkin. So I've basically all but guaranteed Vasi his Vezina this year, Bob, since I finally have moved on. I don't think that this is his final, Vezina capable year. He's got a good team in front of him. What I feel like is they'll just bring in a more capable backup that can take a bigger workload as he gets older. That would be, and so we've seen teams with, players with competent backups that get quality starts, not necessarily affect the winning of a Vezina. Rene Saros had some pretty quality starts behind Rene the year that he won the Vezina. So if I'm not mistaken, absolutely correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel it does. My point is my point. So, love the pick from you, Bob. So, congrats on already winning that. Next is the Norris. We both have the same one. I wanted to kind of float around. I thought about going Rasmus Dahlin. Really stepped up to the plate last year. Kind of shown that draft pedigree that he had. But I couldn't steer away from Makar. I feel it's just too overwhelming. I would rather have to shift midseason and be wrong on this, along with you, than have to shift back to Makar midseason.
Yeah. Again, I've got Makar as well. I think that he's just, the new big guy in the league.
Yeah, man. He's got six more. He's got 6 more Norris trophies to win, bud. We don't remember that many predictions that we just randomly throw out. But when we're recording with Paul McCann and you toss out casually that you think that he's going to win, you guaranteed it, right? You guaranteed he wins 7 Norris trophies. So,
and we're on track.
You're ahead of schedule, right, Bob? I mean, you expect him to play, 10, 15 years. We've played 4 years. We're already at one.
Technically, I only need him to play 6 more years.
What if? All right, so he wins. He wins 6. He goes to. He's about to win his 7th, and he says, "Everybody, he's 2 games from like the end of the season. Everybody, I'm retiring from hockey. Don't vote for me for the Norris Trophy."
I tell you exactly what happens. All the voters say, "Look how humble he is," and they all vote for him. 100%. He sweeps the 7th.
There's going to be some nerd that runs out of Toronto headquarters. No, he can't. He quit the league. He can't win the award, and it'll have to go to someone else, bud.
Well,
how's that going to feel?
On paper, I'll know I've lost,
You'll
but
count
in my heart, I'll count it.
Honestly, I'll count it.
I think we'll all know it.
We'll know.
Yeah. If we get all there, they'll be like, yeah, I mean.
Honestly, it would be more impressive, right? It would be more impressive if that's what happens. You were so close to being right that's how you're wrong. Like, okay, I'll take it, dude. You
Yeah.
literally had to quit the sport for me to be wrong.
Yeah. He did it out of spite.
Long con, baby. Long con. I'm writing him letters like Matt, like to Chase Utley.
Oh, but all right, let's move on to the Art Ross, another one that I think
Oh.
is an easy pick. I'm sorry. The
Oh.
right? Oh no,
Yeah.
we're on
No,
the
you're
Art
right.
Ross.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
I just was very surprised by your pick.
Yeah. McDavid.
Yeah, that's also who I had.
mean, yeah.
Very, very surprising. I was shifting pretty hard for obvious other candidate. I'm sure you had that same thought process of thinking Draisaitl might be that guy that that does it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Again, it's one of those I'd rather just shift mid-season to Draisaitl than the opposite.
Yeah.
Selke, this is going to be an interesting one this year. We can't just write in the standard chalked up answer, or try to get cute and have to put Bergeron mid-season like I always do. I'm super excited he's gone because I think I always try to get cute with it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Now we have no choice but to be cute. But all right, so
I'm
my
cute as
Selke,
hell,
I've
though.
got. Yeah, I've got Nico Hischier coming in and winning the Bergie.
Love it. Think he was on the cusp last year. But I'm gonna go with the guy that we've all talked about, basically being, if Bergeron wasn't there, this is the guy to contend with, at least in my mind. I'm gonna go to Barkov. Usually pick him. So hey, maybe it'll work this year now that I'm what Bergeron makes a mid-season comeback like Mike Fisher. He's like, I'm back, baby. He wins the Selke off of 20 games at the end of the season. I'm done, dude. I'm out. I'm never not picking him again. I'm just gonna leave it blank in his honor.
But all right. Next up we got the Jack Adams. This one, honestly, this is those two of the last three are kind of hard to always pick.
Yes.
So I'm taking Lindy Ruff from New Jersey. I think the Devils have a great year. I think they perform well above expected, and I think he wins the Jack Adams this year.
Yeah, love the pick. Yeah, no arguments here. I'm gonna go with, hey, we're talking about President's Cup winners. Well, what do President's Cup winners generally, get a chance at? Is that Coach of the Year, that Jack Adams Award? I'm gonna go with Jay Woodcroft from the Oilers. Again, I think it's their year. Everything for this award is voted on from in season, right, Bob? I don't think that they take playoffs into account. I think the votes are in at the end of the season. I think they win the President's Cup. I think they look solid all year. He wins that award. To be continued, right, Bob? I mean, I guess you obviously know that they don't win the cup. I don't think that they win the cup, but we will have to just wait and see, kind of the path of that. Rocket Richard, we switched it up, as I sometimes like to do. I went with what helped me win it 2 years ago. I went with Austin Matthews. Bob, you went really off the rails here, and can you even explain? Can you even explain, first of all, how to say this guy's name, and number two, why you picked him?
I think it's Konar McDavid.
McDavid. McDavid.
Yeah.
McDavid.
He's this new Middle Eastern guy. I think he's coming in hot.
Oh, Middle Eastern. Sorry, I was thinking Italian.
Yeah.
My bad. Wasn't trying to. It's cool. It's cool with me. That's cool with me, everybody.
Just nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But it is interesting for what Bob thinks is going to be the goal leader to be a Middle Eastern hockey player I've never heard of. That was just it. That was the shocking part. Also would have been shocking if it was some Italian I've never heard of. To be fair, I guess, like Mangiapane.
All right. Yeah. No, so I've got Connor McDavid at the Rocket Richard. I think I think he has another hot year, and I don't.
It's a solid choice. Fumble. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Good for you. Not bad.
Oh, Oh, I didn't know they had the ball back. But all right. So GM of the year. This one, I mean, I think he wins a President's Cup and he wins the GM of the year, and I think Ken Holland. I think it's Oilers Avs in the Western Conference Final. I do think the Avs went out though, but I've got Ken Holland as the GM of the year.
Awesome. Yeah, love it. I'm going to go with Kyle Dubas, going to Pittsburgh, already kind of showing the flair of what he can do. If the Erik Karlsson trade works and a couple of the moves that he made work, I think that this award is his to lose. I mean, the flash and the pizzazz is definitely something that I think is looked at. So, I have not been big on the Penguins. You'll see I've changed my tune a bit when we get to our divisional and wild card playoff teams.
Yeah.
But first, Bobby, now is the time that you must do it. Pick your triple down.
Whew. All right. Triple down. I'm going to play it safe. I think the triple down's all about just getting the points where you need it. And I'm going to take the Hart, McDavid.
Okay. Love it. Love it. And so just a reminder, all of these picks are worth, what is it, 2 points?
Sure.
Overall, it's 2 points. You can get one. You can get 1 point. It's 1 point if you change it mid-season and pick your guy. The triple down is essentially you can't change it mid-season unless there's an injury. And it's worth 3. Right. 3 times. Okay, so it's 6 points. No, it's worth 6 points.
I'm not.
Yeah, 6.
I'm not
it's worth 6 points.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes, I've got it. All right. The repick at 1 point basically means sucks to suck. You only get, half credit type of deal. So, Hart for McDavid. I am. Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I don't want to go the same one as you, so I'm gonna go Art Ross McDavid. I think that there's a possibility that he doesn't win the Hart and could still potentially win that Art Ross. I think that that will be my choice, kind sir. I've picked the wrong thing here. All right. Good luck to you. Hey, and this way, if Mr. McDavid gets hurt, boom, we're both okay. We don't even have to repick. We can just, or I guess we can repick. Who wouldn't repick? But whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But all right, let's move into our divisional wildcard playoff teams. I'll go first. So, I guess we'll each go for each division. So, starting off with the Central, it looks like we actually match up on this one.
Match it up.
I've got the Avs, the Stars, and then the Wild.
Well, since no need to repeat those 3. We can just move right on to the Pacific, where I'll read mine. Coincidentally, that matches up with yours, Bob. I'm going to go with the Oilers, Vegas, and then the Kraken, which I very easily think could be at any of the 2 or the 1 spot. I would not be surprised if the Kraken surprise folks.
Yeah. I've got, it looks like, same thing. The Atlantic, and this is where we finally
we have
kind of
veered off course.
Yeah, I've got the Bruins, the Leafs, and then the Panthers.
Okay, like it. I have the Leafs, Lightning, and the Panthers. I think the Leafs are going to be pretty close to that President's Cup race.
The Metro, I've got the Hurricanes, the Rangers, and the Devils. And you know what? I'm calling the last minute audible. Okay. I'm going Devils in second.
Okay.
and Rangers in third.
Was surprised you didn't go that way in the first place, but yeah. Like
I
the
think
call.
I was teeter-tottering the entire time.
Like the call. Very similar process on the Metro there. I've the Hurricanes, the Devils, and I actually because I'm going to buy into my GM of the year. Hey, if I'm wrong on this, I'm not even sad about it. But I have the Penguins are gonna come back and have that third spot in the playoffs for the Metro.
Nice. All right. Let's see here.
We've got our
wild card.
Yep.
All right, my West wild card. I've got the Kings, and then surprisingly, maybe there's a little hometown bias. I got the Preds making that wild card. I think this is a team. The Preds are a team that know how to make the wild card and then lose big time in the first round.
Yep.
I think they do it again.
Okay. Don't hate that call at all. If I had to put my team that's right on the cusp, I could very easily have switched for the Flames. It was going to be the Preds. I have the Kings and the Flames as my two teams. I think the Flames kind of get it together a little bit. They were close towards the end of the last year to the playoffs. So I think they kind of have a get right season and are kind of back in that race. The East, I have the Rangers and the Bruins. So I do have the Bruins making the playoffs. But I have the two teams that I think the Bruins could clearly be at any level. I don't know where they'll be at. Bergeron is a big part of what they do. They can win without Bergeron. So I could very easily be wrong on that. I do think my honorable mentions are going to be Detroit and Buffalo. I think that they're right there fighting. And in the West, honorable mentions, obviously I said the Preds, and I think the Blues are a team that could step it up, could fall on their face. And the Jets team is a team you always have to watch with Connor Hellebuck and the big players they have there in Scheifele, Kyle Connor. I believe they picked back up Blake Wheeler. Is that correct, Bob? Known, unknown.
Sounds right.
Sounds. I mean, I said if I said it with more confidence, we would have just rolled right past it. So, no, man, I really like what you've done. Normally we don't repick these. These are just for fun. We obviously know that you think the Avs will be winning the cup, so we know who you have going from the East or from the West. Who will they be beating in your Stanley Cup?
That's a good question. I think it's going to be, and then I am tilting on this. I'm gonna say, I think it's the same one as last year. I think the Hurricanes.
Okay,
Avs Hurricanes.
Okay, Avs Hurricanes for you. I have the Panthers going back, getting beat again. I don't know. Just off the jump, that is what I think.
All right, sounds good. Now we've got our bold prediction, and mine may not be so bold. I think that it's such a low number that I think it is pretty bold because they had a bad season and they just surpassed it. I think Chicago Blackhawks do not pass the 50-point mark this season.
Don't hate that at all. Think it's very feasible. Okay, so mine, I want to know the number because I don't really have a specific one in mind, but I'm going to ask you a question. How many goals is a disappointing season for Ovi, do you think?
Ooh.
Because I just think
How many goals is disappointing?
Right. I think he has a disappointing goal season, but I think that kind of depends on what people assume is disappointing. You know what I'm saying?
I think disappointing would be less than if he doesn't hit 30.
I think he'll hit 30 easy.
He's only not hit 30 one time in his career, and that was
what's his lowest besides that?
His lowest besides that, his lowest was 2021 with 24 goals. That's his lowest of his career. His highest is 65. But he hangs out mainly around the 40 to 50 range.
Okay. I'm going to call
the majority of his career.
I'm going to say 32 goals for Ovi. I'd say that's not super disappointing, but that's something we probably don't expect, right? A little lower.
Yeah, I'd say I think he'll have 38.
Okay.
So I think he's in that 30 range.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically building their team now to help him chase that goal record. So
yeah.
So that's more of why I think it's surprising. They're not really building this team it doesn't seem like they're trying, make this big, huge push for the cup anymore. Hey, they're always pushing for the cup, but your boy DJ Moore going off, boy. But I just feels like that is their Stanley Cup now, right? They already got an actual cup. They can get this goal record. If they can beat Gretzky, that's money in the bank. So I think it'll be a little disappointing because of
that. Yeah. But all right, guys. So thanks for hanging out with us. Short little 30-minute episode today. We'll see you all again sometime soon. The season's starting. Where I don't think this season we're gonna have a Fantasy Goons because our lives are very busy. But we will probably be kind of following some fantasy throughout the main show, so stay track for that. And I'm sure we'll have our boy Davey kind of guest starring with us every once in a while, so that to give you guys that fantasy hockey injection straight into those veins. But hey, for Brandon, I'm Bobby. This has been the Pucks Out Podcast. We'll see you all again next time.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.